getting obnoxious. Stop it.
All right, so we got this customer's F250 in here for a full Kelderman kit.
I said, excuse me, but you don't understand where I'm at. I was all around the world, on span, across the map. I've been laying low and now it's time to pop up, bitch, I'm back.
We're switching the rear end from links to bags, the bag in the front, and putting the whole thing on an Airlift 3H system. The customer has some mobility issues. He's in a mobility chair that's in the bed. His only issue with the truck is it's a little hard to get in and out of. So with this Kelderman kit, he'll be able to cruise around with the truck at the stock height, but when he parks and gets to where he needs to obviously get in and out of his vehicle, he can air it out, and I believe he'll get 4 inches lower than stock. So we're plugging away on it, got the front left taken care of, bags, brackets, some replacement Rancho shocks. Just got the passenger side front all disassembled over here, so we're gonna go ahead and start throwing in these new Kelderman brackets, get that bag in there, and then move to the back. That's what replaces your spring. So basically that last plate that I just took out of the knuckle is what retains the bottom of the factory spring. This lower plate here replaces it. It acts as a standoff too for our lower bag mount. Then we have our upper bag mount that replaces the spring isolator up in the top of that spring pocket. So basically what I got to do next here, I'm going to get up under there and just mask us off with some tape so I can mark a little bit better. And we'll take this upper bag mount, set it up in there, and we'll get our holes marked and drill those out so we can bolt it in. Just get those started. Do a nice small bit, get that center punch marked a little bit better. You see the new drill bits Seth bought? The new drill bits that Seth bought? Oh, they're sick.
Yeah. It's heavy. Famous love. Yeah, I gotta keep it trendy on my soul. I'm the most selfish person that I know. Here we go down the road.
So instead of a regular drill bit with a flat top, it's one size. These have a like a step bit built into them basically. So they step themselves up. They act as their own pilot hole. I used one yesterday, yeah. When I drilled the other side, they're nice. I like to give them just that little start with a smaller bit after the punch, just to help it center. And just to take some of the work away from the tip. But yeah, they go right through.
Me, no matter where I've been, it's about where I'm meant to be. I be shining perfect timing, check your watch. And I know who I am no longer lost.
Of course. Yeah, they're so nice. They're really smooth, like stepping in, they're not like, they just gradually go in real nice. He's like, I want nothing to do with you. Get it going up the pant leg. We used to, when I worked at Discount, we had one of our shop managers, like the sales guys from inside, whenever he'd come out, like, or be running around with a customer before he went back in, he'd run up to one of the tire machines and grab the air chuck to like fill the tire. He'd throw his leg up on it. He wore shorts every day. Mind you, we called it the fishbowl, fucking big old glass windows that you could see in. And he'd always come to one right in front of the window. Make eye contact with one of the other sales guys, take that, shove it down his pant leg. And just fucking blow himself off. This line is right here. So it comes with a check valve that you plug into just the regular quick disconnect that gets mounted on the truck, and plug it into shop air so that the compressors don't have to run the entire time.
But the shop airs are like 120, right?
Yeah, so it takes a lot of the load off the compressors.
It's probably gonna be still running the compressor.
It still runs them. Yeah, it still runs them. It just takes some of the load off. The airlift, when it programs, it doesn't move unless the tanks are full.
Oh, right. Well, that way, if the air pressure stays at 120 here, they only have to bounce from 120
exactly.
to 150 or wherever they're at, dude. So they're going to continue to shut off, but you'll always end up having that pressure in the
There's
tank.
always guaranteed 120, yeah. So the airbag replaces the spring.
Oh,
so that's what an airbag suspension is. It's bags instead of springs. Yeah, instead of, so it's the replacement for it. Because the spring, it's got the fixed spring rate. So like a 350-pound spring takes 350 pounds to compress an inch. So that spring with the weight of this is always gonna be one height. With the bag, when you're changing PSI, you're essentially changing that spring rate. So that's what's allowing it to change height, is you're changing the spring rate. So we just wrapped up the F250 here, got the Kelderman Kit all installed.
Looking it out.
Yeah, setting the lower limit. You gotta get the claw going on to hit all four. Use my strong hand.
Here. Oh, take my hand. Ah, come on. Give me your other hand. Oh, my other hand isn't strong enough.
5 of 6. So it's got its pressures, max and minimum. We just set the sensor heights, max and minimum, so aired up and aired down. And now it's just gonna go through and learn its movement, and then it'll be done after that. Ride heights set. Set a ride height up for lean so that the owner can get in and out of his chair even easier. Seth wants it to have some lean to it at its low preset, and I set it higher like this so it's got more lean, and then it seemed to kind of and like set itself more level. Hold the green one. The lean does a lot.
I remember right, he's taller than me and you.
Okay.
So,
Most people are.
yeah.
I built a handicap van for my boss's twin brother when I was at the shop over there, and they had basically got a kneeling bus.
Like a kneeling bus?
He drove it with hand controls from his wheelchair.
Oh, damn.
So I cleared it out and I made it where he could get in the wheelchair lift. So it was remote from the outside, so it was all
That's
wireless
cool.
remote. So it came down, opened the doors, the whole deal. He wheeled himself on, it put him inside and closed the doors, and then he wheeled into the spot and drove it.
That's
It
cool.
had a strap set up. But let me tell you, I spent hours and hours and tons of money.
Yeah, I didn't do anything like that.
It wasn't this great.
Yeah, that's definitely pretty cool. No bad noises so far.
No. No clunks dropping out.
Yeah, right. Dum 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 dum. Got everything programmed. He's all good to go. Controller's mounted, purge valve is mounted. Everything's all plumbed up, no leaks, no nothing. So we're gonna call the customer, let him know that his truck's done and he can drive on over here and pick it up, so see what he thinks.
I want this for my driver's seat.
Just cause?
Yeah.
I want it for after those real big dinners.
I'm tired of climbing in my truck.
All right.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Know About It. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about using airline cutters, air fittings, Loctite the proper way. When you're working with your airline, you want to make sure that you are getting straight 90-degree cuts on there. Any kind of extra angle or stray material is going to get bind up in the fitting. As far as airline cutters, we like to use these little guys right here. It ensures that you get a 90-degree cut on that airline. Keep it nice and clean. Like I said, no extra material getting in the way. It really helps it seal up in there. I see all the time guys fighting leaks just because of stupid things like this. The airline isn't pressed in all the way, or they took just a plain razor blade to it and it's all chopped up. When you're using our fittings, there is a collar and an O-ring within. You can see a lot of the time it'll push in a little bit, but you really got to give it that extra push to get in there and seal. You want to make sure that it seats all the way in here. There's the first initial collar, and then you really need to get it in to that final O-ring where it's finally seated and sealed up against there to prevent any kind of air leaks. And then to undo them, you pull the collar and pull it out. When it comes to Loctite on fittings, we sell a Loctite 545. A lot of guys like running this, or just a blue Loctite. A semi-permanent Loctite is going to be your best option to seal it up, keep that fitting in place, and prevent leaks. So typically when we're Loctiting a fitting, we'll take it right here and go across one way, and then back another about quarter way around the fitting, and just down and back so we get about two and a half threads covered with sealant. And that's good enough. Tighten it down, let it seal up, and you're good to go. I had to make sure I knew how to use this fucking thing.
I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get a no call and quits, yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets, yeah. Better move out the way cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all of this.
We have the 458 Italia in here for the airlift for the nose isn't working. So basically the stance parts air cups, what it does for this car, it adds a small air cylinder to the top of the coilover. So as you can see, when I pull up to the speed bump, I'm able to lift the nose of the car, get over the speed bump, and then retract the nose back down to the driving position. I've been kind of going through everything, just have discovered that it's got some fuses blowing. The car was just recently in a body shop, so we're probably gonna pass that blame on to someone there. Touched a wire, moved something, you know, or whatever form of altercation it might have gotten into. We're just about through it. I've got everything functioning properly. Basically just putting the car back together now. You can see, no, it's not automatic. This is pull into the parking lot. You got a big entrance or a speed bump. You're gonna lift this up. Otherwise, you're gonna remove this carbon fiber splitter pretty quick. You only got about a toe there. It's a little higher than a lot of the stuff we work on, but it's still very low to the ground and no way to lift up. So really a cool car. Guarantee it's a lot of fun to drive.
You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out.
Oh, it doesn't have push start? Never mind.
I need you to do me a favor, dude. I need to sandbag this car till tomorrow afternoon so my kids can see it on Thursday.
It's already fixed.
Huh?
I already fixed it.
Well, I'm just gonna tell him that it's not done until tomorrow night, so he picks it up on Thursday. So like, huh?
Steven's gonna be here in a few minutes with the dog to take a picture with the car.
Oh yeah?
Because the dog is an Italian and the car is an Italian.
All right, so we just finished up Jose's 68 C-10 Stepside. So we just finished up. Jose's 68 C-10 Stepside. Did a lot of cool things with this truck. It's a really beautiful truck. Did the RideTech suspension, the Wilwood big brakes on it. Did a set of Hot Rods by Boyd wheels that were super custom and matched the truck. The truck drives great, handles nice. Did some new exhaust under it, so got it a little bit more of a nice sound. So on the back of the truck, he had a roll pan originally installed, but when they did the original installation, they didn't cut out for the license plate box, so it was hanging down a little bit. So I had to do the cutout in there, just moved it up to where it should be so it didn't hang down and look kind of goofy. Those roll pans, they look great as long as they're put on right. If they hang down too low, they look a little funny. So just fix that up for him so it have him looking right when he's rolling down the road. And in the bed of the truck, we did a Bedwood brand bedwood and just cleaned everything up. They originally had a gas tank sitting in the bed where they had cut a hole through the wood to get the fuel lines and everything out. So we moved the fuel tank underneath the truck to where it belongs and put a new set of wood in there, new strips and everything. So just cleaned it up, made it nice and new looking in there. Yeah, and then we added a billet fuel fill in the bed.
Push it with your thumb and turn it, it'll pop up.
And then it just threads out. But now we put the fuel cell underneath, so instead of getting extravagant and trying to do something crazy since the truck's already painted, we just went right through the wood, straight up through, and found that nice little simple cap. So I think it's gonna be a really good truck. Yeah, it's a beauty. I told my wife, I sent her a picture of it, I said, I don't want to send this one home. Wait till you drive it.
Yeah.
It handles nice.
Roll it back up.